the SEC may soon become a basketball conference. And part of that is keeping John Calipari in the conference. He goes from Kentucky to Arkansas. Now, whatever you think of John Calipari, you have to give him credit. He's fielding a championship-worthy team every year. Now, do I think he has the coaching acumen to get him to a championship the majority of the years? No, I do not. He has one. He should have 3 or 4 with the talent he's had, in my opinion. But he is a rather smug individual at times. Where would you put him in terms of coaches that Tennessee fans just all out can't stand, Caleb Calhoun?
I think in basketball, he's number 1. I think John Calipari is the most hated basketball coach for Tennessee fans in history. I don't know. You could go back further than me. I'm not sure if like any of the Kentucky coaches like Rick Pitino was that way. But like, I think John Calipari stands out above everybody of coaches Tennessee hates. Because remember, guys, he wasn't just at Kentucky for years, which Tennessee fans hate, but he was at Memphis at the peak of the Tennessee-Memphis basketball rivalry.
Yep.
And he would throw shots at Tennessee all the time during that time. One, he nixed the series for like 3 years, and he played this whole "we recruit national, Tennessee's beneath us." And the real truth was he didn't like Tennessee coming to Memphis to recruit Memphis kids.
So our poll question that's up now, okay, which coach do you dislike more? Calipari, Spurrier, Penny, who's at Memphis, who has definitely rubbed Rick Barnes the wrong way, or lastly, Jerry Green for his incompetence?
Well, it's funny because like,
are there times that you're proud of the questions I come up with?
I am very proud.
This was pretty damn good.
So the nostalgia of me, because like my first like foray into sports was like being a fan of the Shaq Penny Magic, and I never it was always still hard to hate Penny for that, even though he has been ridiculous at Memphis. I used to hate Spurrier as a kid, but I can't help but love him because I look back, I'm like, Steve Spurrier was just a better version of Lane Kiffin. I feel like it was just in terms of his needling and his poking fun.
I look back at it, and Spurrier was very entertaining. Now, I was in the media, so I was objective, and I felt like he was entertaining at the time. I realized that a lot of you didn't, and I understand. But right now, Spurrier was 62%. Penny with 25%, John Calipari 12%, Jerry Green hasn't gotten a vote yet, but just give him some time. Well, I'm telling you, go to the Kmart and rent a movie. Here's the thing that I think keeps Calipari off the list of most hated rivals or opposing coaches is because I don't think over time, Caleb, that Tennessee, for the most part, and Kentucky, or wherever Calipari's been, Memphis, now Arkansas, I don't think they've recruited the same guy. He's been going for the one-and-doneer where that's not Rick Barnes' style, with the exception of what they did with Dalton Connect last year, which is a transfer.
There's also this factor on why Tennessee fans don't hate Calipari as much. Rick Barnes kind of owns John Calipari. I mean, Rick Barnes kind of handles him pretty well every year. So, I mean, when you take that into account, I think that honestly, look, I think if it was like, because I wonder, like, I wasn't around in the 90s, Dave, but like, did Tennessee basketball fans hate Rick Pitino, or were there Tennessee basketball fans that existed at that time? So did it matter?
I'll tell you, this sounds crazy, but I was on campus at the time, and there were days, evenings, that I was surprised to know that a basketball game was going on. It was like that. What's the word I'm looking for? Just, it wasn't even a thing. It wasn't like you were happy or sad that they won or lost because I was a student. It was like you didn't even know that they were playing. So it's kind of hard for me to say. I know that I was rubbed the wrong way when Rick Patino said that Wade Houston, man, he deserves a lot more years. They're being unfair to him.
Oh, Lord.
He won 5 games the next year. I mean, I didn't like being played because I was a fan at the time. I was a student. I didn't like being played like I was some kind of fool. And that's why I didn't like Patino. But I read Patino's book, and it was good.
That reminds me of remember when Kevin Stallings was at Vanderbilt, and Tennessee fans were not really happy with Fonzo Martin for a year, and he's like, they're all idiots. They should want to stick with him. Now, Cuzzer wasn't a terrible coach, but it was like, yeah, I've never heard the minute your coach gets endorsed by opposing coaches to say he should keep his job, you don't have the right coach, because no one ever said, you're never going to hear Josh Heupel say, Georgia needs to stick with that Kirby Smart over there. You're never going to hear Josh Heupel say that whatsoever.
Work Truck's all about trucks that are actually available, trucks that help you maximize your profits by having the right work vehicle. Now, time is money. The perfect work vehicle doesn't break down, has all the space to carry what you need. That's what Work Trucks is intent on offering, while other dealerships just can't do it. Contracting is about time. Work Trucks saves you time with less back and forth trips and trucks that pass the highest standards to be put to work. The process quick and easy. Choosing a vehicle for work trucks, cargo vans, utility body trucks with an app, how to work bodies installed, pickup trucks of all sizes, anything special like cranes or dump trucks. Work Trucks supplies vehicles to people just like you and get you back on the road tomorrow. No dealership runaround if you're a contractor. Got to know Work Trucks. Service industry, Work Trucks. Work Trucks carries trucks that your business has to have. You need Work Trucks. For the entire inventory, go online, worktrucksllc.com. Don't risk your future on the wrong piece of equipment. Worktrucksllc.com. Proud supporters of the Tennessee Vols. Work Trucks with an XLLC.com. Okay, so let me ask you this. Kevin ONeal was very disliked because he won games sometimes, I don't know if you're aware of this, 7-6.
Well, Kevin ONeal, by the way,
who do you think Tennessee fan, maybe not hate's the right word, but he didn't leave in the middle of nowhere. So I'm curious on the message board, because we don't have time to reset the poll question, but who do you dislike more in Tennessee basketball history? Is it John Calipari or Kevin ONeal?
Real quick, we have to address this. The reason we're bringing this up, guys, is because Tennessee basketball opens SEC play tomorrow with the men's team against Arkansas and John Calipari. The bowling arena. I guess we should. Okay. I think everybody hated Kevin ONeal, and I don't mean just Tennessee fans. Okay, Kevin ONeal fat shamed a fan in Memphis one time. Like when Tennessee would play Memphis every year, there was this guy. He was kind of a known bigger guy that would sit near the front row, and he was kind of everybody knew him, and Kevin ONeal just I'm real interested in that fat guy that goes to all the games.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something way worse?
What?
He had I'm not going to tell you who it is, but he had a player in the middle of practice that he liked to pick on. And he wasn't a very talented player, but he's one of my all-time favorites. And he thought it would be apropos to start calling that person's girlfriend names in order to motivate him. And I'm talking about the bad names.
Oh, my gosh.
That may refer to loose morals.
This sounds like him. He also...
Yes, the 4-letter word that starts with S.
I know. Oh my God. Oh, he also, by the way,
then made the guy run the steps the very same day.
He also, I do know the story where he messed up. One player played a really poor defensive game one time, and he said that's the last time I ever recruit a white guy again when he was at Tennessee.
I didn't know that one.